What's the rule behind fan-made videos or other creations that come from movies or TV shows?
I'm Harry freaking Potter. I'll do what I can and what you say I am.
Wherever there's popular art, fans of the art might create spin-offs, and 9 times out of 10 they're not asking for permission to do so. Do they need to ask permission? I'm an entertainment attorney. If this kind of stuff interests you, follow along. One of the exclusive rights a copyright holder has is the right to prepare derivative works.
Derivative?
There might be some confusion going on with what's called fair use. Fair use usually comes up as a defense to a copyright infringement action, but making a derivative work, even if you don't profit off of it, is not fair use. A fan-made video would have to qualify as fair use in order to not be infringement. That sounds pretty vague. Let's take a look at an example. Early on YouTube, there was this series called the Potter Puppet Pals.
Snape.
Dumbledore.
Snape.
Ron.
Snape.
Ron.
Severus
Ron
Snape.
Weasley.
Dumbledore.
Snape.
Definitely using J.K. Rowling's characters, definitely a fan-made work. How'd they get away with this? The key is in the nature of the work. The puppet shows are almost always making fun of J.K. Rowling's characters. They're taking her work, transforming it into something new, and using that new creation to poke fun at the original work itself. That's a great example of parody, which generally falls under fair use. The important point here, though, is that the parody is making fun of the original work itself. Copyright law distinguishes between parody and satire, so if they were using J.K. Rowling's work to criticize political figures, it would be considered satire and maybe not fair use. If that kind of nuance interests you, I'm happy to make a much longer video about it, but that's generally how the rules are applied. Let's take a look at a derivative work that's not a parody, though. Around the same time, there is also a YouTube video of a Harry Potter musical.
I'll cast some spells with the flicking light. Defeat the dark arts, yeah, bring it on.
Now, this is just my opinion, but I think the musical leans a little bit further away from that parody line and a little more towards a derivative work that wouldn't qualify as fair use. That's because they're using J.K. Rowling's characters, they're expanding on the story, and a musical is exactly the kind of derivative work that follows a novel. You might disagree with me, and that's totally fine. Fair use is always a case-by-case analysis. The point is in noticing these nuances and how you might make an argument. If you're familiar with a Harry Potter musical, you know there was a dispute with Warner Brothers, but they actually reached a settlement, so it's still on YouTube today. The big takeaway is that fan-made art could qualify as fair use if it leans more towards the realm of critiquing or parodying the original work. But if a fan-made creation is building on the story, taking it in a new direction, it might not be fair use and you may have to get a license to do it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested to hear more about this kind of law, like, subscribe, and follow along. See you in the next one.